This is a short biography of Betty Greene, Christian missionary pilot, by Hannah Knight. Betty Greene was born into this small world with a twin brother the year of 1920. At a young age, she loved airplanes. When she was 8, her hero, Charles Lindbergh, flew across the ocean. When Betty started at the University of Washington, she didn't know what she was going to do with her life. She wanted to somehow combine her love for flying and passion for God. This is where we are going to start our story. So one day, I walked into my mother's study to talk with her. We discussed what I was going to do in the future. We went to the Lord for help because we did not know what I was to do. We prayed about what my future would look like and what I needed to do with it. Several months later, I found myself in a WASP camp. WASP was an Air Force for women, but they didn't actually go into battle like men. When I was done with WASP, I finally found my dream, an association called Mission Aviation Fellowship, somewhere where I could use my love of flying and passion for God at the same time. I worked there answering letters when I was not overseas. On one of my flights, I went to Peru. When I was there, I was the first woman to fly over the Andes Mountains. We recently bought a Grumman seaplane. It had some mechanical problems, so I was warned not to fly it if I had to.
Don't fly that plane. We don't know what's wrong with it yet.
Several days after Lieutenant Larry left on a job, I was asked to fly the new plane to look for a lost plane and crew. I could not resist if to save lives. A couple of hours later, I set out. I took off on a small lake near the little hangar. I had no trouble taking off. I carefully cruised my Grumman seaplane up to 2,000 feet. I kept reassuring myself that nothing was going to happen. Lieutenant Larry was wrong. I was going to be fine. Then, all of a sudden, silence. My engine had cut. I frantically tried to restart it. Hallelujah! I'd gotten it, just for a second, but it had given me access to the small river below. I landed my plane. My life had been spared once again.